Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at a new release from Lionel. It's the Polar Express set. This is an HO scale set that runs off of 3 AAA batteries for the remote, and then you can use Bluetooth for running the locomotive with your favorite Lion Chief app. We're going to take a look at what's inside this box, what's inside this set. Well, it's hard fitting this big old box in view of everything, but I'm going to lift off the lid here. We'll check out the contents. As you can see, you've got 3 cars, a locomotive and tender, and a remote here in this plastic insert, and we'll start unboxing this. Okay, so we'll lift the lid after clearing out some tape, and you've got the locomotive itself. Plastic body there, metal wheels. There's the tender. Easy pin connection to the locomotive. Polar Express on the side. And don't worry, we'll take a closer look at all of these cars here. Observation car for Polar Express with snow-capped roof. Coach. And another car there, all with the white roofs. Then you've got the remote. That's what takes the 3 batteries. As you lift the plastic out on the underside, there's a manual, over 30 pages of information on how this runs, how the app runs, how to install batteries, how to connect the track. Because this set comes with Lionel's brand new track. Right, here's a little better look at what's under the box. Got Lionel track. This is the newest stuff from Lionel. And got a terminal for the power adapter. This track goes together very simply. It's magnetic, so it just simply goes together. You want to make sure you obviously have a flat and even surface, but that's doing that all on its own. Pops right together. You then ensure everything is lined up and it's good to go. Also in the box, an AC adapter that goes to that terminal track. And last but not least, they put a bell in there, just like from the Polar Express movie. Now, just so you know, the oval totals 41 inches by 59 inches. And for folks not in the continental US that might use a metric system, that is 104 centimeters by 150 centimeters. It's an oval track. All right, battery compartment has a screw. You unscrew it, and there is the 3 AAA area. You just plug those in. All right, let's look at some details, starting with the locomotive. You've got an LED headlight up front, fake classification lights, a bell that does swing. Got the pilot. All of the detail, including the smoke box door hatch, is molded in detail. The only separately applied detail I'm seeing on the actual locomotive body is this handrail right here that runs down the side. Along the side, you have molded in detail, including plumbing. You've got the boiler and sand domes, smokestack. Some detail back here, rivet detail, molded in non-adjustable roof vents. Nice side rod detail, and the wheels have a kind of like a gunmetal metallic appearance. Some more molded in detail along the side. You've got the firebox with some rivets. Trailing trucks there. 1225 along the cab side is clear, printed nicely. Do have some boiler backhead detail, a little hard to see At that angle, it's a little better. You can see the butterfly doors and some of the plumbing in the boiler backhead. You've got the harness that connects to the tender and two different areas you can put the tender in for a closer coupling or further away coupling there. If you're a distinguished modeler that likes a lot of separately applied detail and things like that, you will not find that in this locomotive. This is more in appearance with the movie Locomotive that had kind of low level detail. More of the same on the other side. Under the running boards, you've got a lot of detail, including the side rods and drive wheels, again, drivers I should say. But basic detail on this locomotive. But again, you got to keep in mind the price of the whole set, which is less than what we typically pay in our hobby for a locomotive. Quick look at the tender. You've got the male connection of the harness there to connect the harness to. You've got the pin, so you've got those two adjustable settings we just talked about. Realistic coal load, Polar Express on the side with rivet detail running down the tender. Some nice truck detail as well. As you look on the top, you see the three water hatches there. Coming onto the rear, molded in stepladder for the crew. Rear light, 1225 on the back, and the gallon capacity along with a coupler. Now four of the 5 couplers were actually on point with the KD coupler gauge for people that want to know NMRA standards, and the same with the wheels, except for all the wheels were in standard. Polar Express again on this side with more of the same in terms of rivet detail. And the one thing I didn't show was the front detail much, but over here got some molded in detail on the front of the tender. Wonder how many times I can say detail in 1 minute. Alright, looking at the first car here, you've got upgraded silhouettes with some actual detail on it. You can see the picture clearly of the face, things like that. I'll zoom in. On the previous run, I believe they were just black and white silhouettes. This is more of an opaque car with detailed silhouettes that actually show some facial detail. On the roof, snow-capped roof. On the end, you have the diaphragms, stairs for passengers. These two doors here have no windows, it's just a simple molded area. In the diaphragm, you do have like a little subset with a door inside. So there's some area there in between, a walkway area. Talked about the couplers already. These are knuckle couplers that are spring loaded. So these are the newer couplers. Looking at this side, you see more of the same detail. Polar Express on the side. Zoom in just a tad bit more so you can see what I'm talking about with the silhouettes. Sorry about the shaky camera, we are zoomed way in. Looking at the bottom, got the electrical pickups. Some underbody detail, the trucks. Second car, more of the same. Different silhouettes though. You've got the puppets in these windows. So again, a little hard to tell. But I'll put this up against some light later so you can see that. And then as we turn the car around, I'm not going to repeat all of the detail, but just give you a quick Vanna White look at the second car and the third car, which is the observation car. Now this one's a bit unique. You're going to have some differences, including a rear platform with a little drum head there and the rear light. 3 window/doorway areas there. And a little bit of a silhouette on that as well. there's one single guy riding in this observation car. A lot of that is reflective of the movie. You see these characters in the movie, the puppets, the single rider. Now there's several ways you can actually run this locomotive. You can do so with the provided track and the power pack and the remote. You can do so on your home layout or train table with the remote and power. Or there's also DCC, which is digital command and control. And there's a switch on the bottom of the tender where you can switch that over and operate from address 3 on your digital command and control system. Because you've probably seen an oval loop before, I'm going to power this on my layout and see how it operates from an existing layout or train table versus using the track. First thing I'll do is put a track power on, and the locomotive is now looking for the remote. I'll power the remote on. And it has now found the remote. So we'll check the sounds. Put that off in the corner. An instant response there. There's the bell. Here's the whistle.
Well, you coming?
And different sayings from the Polar Express movie.
Well, you coming?
When you move, you have this forward and reverse throttle, and the sounds when you hit this mic actually mix up a little bit. So you hear the chuffing sound of the locomotive. You see the cars going there. I know this is a fall scene. I don't have a winter scene available. But going extremely slow, you can see that it's pretty smooth. We're now going in reverse here. It's about as slow as we can get with the remote, as you can see here. And it's running pretty smoothly with just a slight bit of hesitation. And you hear the steam release when you stop the locomotive. So it is operating great on track power, which is DCC power in this case. We're going to go ahead and try it on a DCC system. Alright, the switch I showed you at the beginning under the tender has been switched to DCC systems, and now we can go ahead and activate it. I've got address 3 in my system. I'm going to hit F1. Operates the bell just like you get if you're a regular model rail rider and buy regular locomotives from manufacturers there. 2. Whistle on demand. The longer you hold it, the longer it plays. We're going to go ahead and move. 1 speed step out of 126. Two speed steps. 3, 4, and 5. If you watch my regular reviews on model railroad products, you'll know that I run speed steps 1 through 5 forward and reverse. So we're going to check reverse right now. There's 1. Give it one more second so you can see the drivers, just to see what kind of slow speed control you have. Two. 3, 4, and 5. So there you have it, forward and reverse. You see that bright headlight there. Great locomotive so far, operating great on DCC and its own track powered system. Along with, you can operate it in DC as well, which is direct current. Just make sure you have the correct volts per the manual. All right, we got the lights very dim here so that you can see the silhouettes and the included car lighting, which all the cars are lit. And I'll just pan back this way for a second. We'll run the cars past so you can see all of the silhouettes in detail. And we can see that it is flicker free because my track is fairly dirty here. So there must be a slight capacitor to keep this steadily on. As we turn, we can see that the backlight is also lit on the observation car. Well, that's going to do it for our review of the Lionel Polar Express set with their new track that simply snaps together via magnet. Very cool, very well thought out if you think about the fact that the price is very nice and that you can operate it in DC, DCC, or via the remote and the powered track. So lots of options with this, both for the avid model railroader that wants to use it on their layout or train table, and the folks that just want to put it under their tree or run it on their table or let their kids have fun. I don't have any winter scenes, so this is about as close as you're going to get. But as we zoom out here, you will see this is nothing more than paper towel. So we're going to run it on my fall scene, which is as close as we can get to winter. Let's just say it's moving into place for its duties in the winter ahead of time. And we'll see you next time right here on the channel. Take care.